They said they wanted power.
Oh, awesome.
Zaba, Zakalush, Kalamatskalo.
Welcome to Guru Talks.
Guru, what do they do, like levitate and chill on mountaintops?
Not exactly, but you are in the right place to find out everything you need to know, and it's actually quite simple. I am your host, Florian Boschi, and I will be going extra deep with Guru Bhaneswaranand each and every show. We are covering deep truths about relationships, success in business, world peace, and many other topics. Oh, and of course, enlightenment. Because our Guru, well, he is enlightened. This is the 14th episode of Guru Talks today, and today's topic is about mantras. And welcome, Guru Bhaneswaranand.
Thank you so much.
Guru Bhaneswaranand, you heard the topic. Maybe we can jump right into it, and you can explain to us what is mantra.
Okay, mantra, I think by definition, is the words which can vibrate your heart, your mind, your entire body, who can help you look at your inner self, see your inner self, and experience your inner self. Mantras are those sound vibrations which can connect you to universe, to several entities, and through which you can get your desired results.
Okay, but how does mantra work? You were saying that it vibrates the heart or it vibrates different organs. And then what does it do to the heart? What does it do to the organs?
Look, I think we have already discussed on this subject several times that part of human brain is only being used and there doesn't exist anything outside. Whatever we want to achieve in our life, including enlightenment, we have to work within. And the moment when you start working within, things started things starts opening up in your life. Now it's scientifically also it is now proven that any thought you have got in your mind, you start working on it, your unconscious mind starts helping you to achieve this. Mantras, they work with the unconscious mind, so called right brain. You keep repeating certain things and asking for the help from the universe, it starts automatically happening in your life.
So it is a little bit like the law of attraction, where you just repeat, I want to be successful, I want to be successful, or I am successful, I am successful, I am successful. And you repeat it 10 million times and then you'll become successful? Is that what mantra is?
Law of attraction is mantra. Mantra is, mantras has got several other things also, but law of attraction is also a kind of uninitiated mantra. Uninitiated mantras are those which are not given by an energized guru and you work with the words, they have got less effect on you. But when the mantra you get from the guru along with his energy, which comes from the source, your chances of getting the desired results increases multifold.
Okay. So when you speak about desired results, can this be anything? It can be attaining something material. It can be attaining something immaterial. You were saying before that anything we want to achieve, we need to first achieve on the inside. So I assume that means that just by purely working on the outside, let's say I want to, have something on the outside, and I try to go get it on the outside, it's not going to work as in the same way as if I achieve it on the inside first.
Nothing is going to work if you want to achieve it from outside. Look, whatever, like suppose you wanted to study medicines. You have decided inside that I want to study medicines, and then it starts working outside. Nothing works from outside, and everything what you want to achieve in this universe, you have to first fit in within you, and then it starts happening outside you.
Well, when you say within you, you mean things like believing that I can have it or that I'm able to get it, things like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that makes sense. How big of an effect can we expect from a mantra, and how much time does it take for a mantra to be effective?
It again depends upon mantra to mantra. There cannot be any set of rules depending upon what you want to achieve, depending upon what mantras you are using, depending upon the guru's energy which you have. Your success is faster or delayed. But yes, uh, you should expect something to happen in about 30 days to a year if you are doing everything right.
30 days to a year, that's a big um, time frame.
It's a very, I think it's a small time frame. Uh, if you want to achieve something great, something big, lifetime gets lost. And there are people who work on the same project for several lives to get success. And but you will start experiencing the changes, the difference, the effect of mantra in about 30 days to a year's time. And in some cases, where the desires are very, very small, you can start experiencing the changes uh, right when you start doing the mantra.
So, can people create their own mantras in their own language, in their own words? Because a lot of the mantras that we know are in Sanskrit or in Hindi. Can somebody make a mantra in English or in German?
Not really. They exist. You see, it's not that they exist in Sanskrit only. They exist in Hebrews. They exist elsewhere. They exist in Arabic. Uh, they exist, but you cannot make your own mantra because it has no energy. When you decide that I will be successful, I will be successful, I will be successful, you are doing it without energy. It has some effect on you, but it doesn't have the effect of the mantra, which is a systematic thing, and that has a multifold effect compared to the mantra what you have made yourself.
So, how does a mantra get its effect, or how did a certain mantra get its effect?
You see, every mantra which is given to anybody is given basically by a guru who incorporates the source energy present in him or her with the mantra and give it to his disciples, devotees, visitors, and that it starts working in the person like a seed, and it starts growing in him or her, and you start seeing the results.
I mean, that's interesting what you're saying because, as you know, you were saying that every mantra is essentially given by a guru and connected through him with source energy. Most of the mantras that I have seen being repeated by people in my lifetime have been mantras that have not been connected through a guru. Like Let me give you an example. There is a mantra that people, there was a certain spiritual community where I was in for a couple of years and they were chanting several mantras, like, for example, Govinda, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Haryang, Karyang, and so on and so on and so on. And they kept constantly repeating that, but that's not something that was ever given to them by any guru. Maybe it has been given 500 years ago by a guru, I don't know. Yeah, or even simpler, the mantra Om. People are chanting the mantra Om everywhere without it ever having been given particularly by a guru to them.
And the results are also not very encouraging. There are certain films, the first thing what you told is a film.
Is it what?
It's not a mantra, it's a film which you sing, not chant.
Oh, like a psalm or something?
Yes, which you sing. Govind Hare Gopal Hare Jai Jai Prabhu Deen Dayal Hare. It's a beautiful song. I love it. But this is not a mantra. It is Mantras are specifically those words which you need to repeat inside you, not speaking, and see the results. This is being sung in a community where 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people sits together, and of course a vibration is created with everybody's energy, and it looks nice, and it is a very nice thing to do it, but it is not a mantra.
Okay. I mean, there are many. For example, Ekonkar is another one, or Satnam, or Adi Shakti. It's like Ekonkar, Satnam, Siri Vahe Guru. Those are all songs, you're saying?
Mostly, yes. A mantra are the set of words specifically which comes to you with Guru's energy, and you work on them to enhance the source energy to get the desired results. Mantras are not needed.
I see.
I mean, mantras are useful in achieving enlightenment, in achieving the ultimate things, and they are essentially given by a guru.
There is a big misconception in the world then, because most mantras are not used like this. There's whole schools of thought and whole groups of spiritual teaching. They teach people certain mantras, and they all repeat the same mantras, but there are no gurus far and wide. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I mean it's just something that it's a huge thing if that's the truth, because then the entire world is chanting mantra for nothing.
You see, it's not nothing, but you do not get the desired effect and desired results.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
You get something. Anything you do, any action you take, anything you do, you get some results. First, sure, but not the desired results, not the expected results, I think.
Let's say somebody has been chanting a mantra for the last 10 years or so, right? Is very familiar with the mantra. And what do you recommend for these people hearing the podcast? Should they go find a guru who can connect them with that mantra so they can get a better result from it? Or should they give up chanting? Or maybe they should start chanting an entirely different mantra with the help of a guru?
You see, it all depends upon their personal choices. But yes, if they are chanting a mantra without energizing it, it has very, very low effect or negligible effect. When the mantra is energized, given to you very specifically, connecting with your root energy, everything becomes different. Successes are multifolds, and you start becoming better and better and better every day, and that is difference between these two. I would not like to take any decision on anyone's behalf what they should do. It is their personal choice, and they can make the decision as per their choice. Whatever the question you are asking me, whether what mantra will have a better result, I am replying that any mantra given by a guru connecting to your root energy through source energy is called mantra. And
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
and it has got multiple effect to change your life.
That's, it's amazing what you're saying, and it changes everything in a way. But yeah, yes, it
Yes.
does. Let's get a little bit deeper into this so that now that we have clarified this really huge aspect, I believe it's incredible. Let's talk a little bit more about, the details of mantra, how it works. So I know there is a connection of some sorts between breathing and mantra, right? And there also is a connection between mantra and the chakras. I don't know with which one you want to start, but I would love for you to explain both of those aspects to us.
Breathing, we have forgotten. You know, there was a time when I told my parents, I need to learn to walk, and they were laughing at me. But you know, when you go into military training, they only teach you how to walk nicely, walk fast, walk slow, and it takes about 3 months' time to learn it. Still, you do the wrong steps. You do left, right, left almost for 3 months to learn how you can walk. But every one of us thinks that we know walking, we know it very well, but there are points our grandparents used to teach that if its surface is wet, you should walk like this. If surface is dry, you should walk like this. There are many different things involved in walking. Similarly, all of us we think that we know breathing. Breathing is a very simple thing. The air has to come, it has to go. That is also, I mean, they may be right, but when we go and try to learn deep breathing, breathing is a mantra. And Guru teaches you that. Guru teaches you that. And when you start doing that, the kind of energy you get inside yourself is immense. It's a physical energy, but it's immense. And any pranayam you do to that effect, incorporating this breathing mantra given by a guru, increases the chances of your becoming healthy multifold. And all those who must have experienced this can tell 10 friends of theirs what is the difference. It's beyond words. It is difficult for me to explain it here, but yes, it is different. Your breathing becomes different. Your amount of oxygen you get in single breathe becomes different, and then it is called breathing. And when you involve a mantra with it.
So just to be clear here, from the pranayam you get physical energy, and from the mantra you get metaphysical energy. Is that correct?
Yes, it's you see, there is a very thin line. You can shift little bit of metaphysical energy from pranayam. You can get little bit of physical energy from mantras. There is a free, I mean, a very thin line. You can go this way or that way. But yes, by and large, what you say is right.
So my question here is just, you know how they sometimes say that the sum is more than its single, the sum of something is more than its single parts. Is it the same here when you use mantra together with pranayam? Are those two enhancing each other?
Yeah, obviously, 1 plus 1 is always 11. It is not 2 even, it's 11. So, any two good things, and that is why you see the word yoga has come. The yog means to add. The meaning of yoga has come to add. If you can add yourself to me, or I can add yourself to God, that is what exactly yoga is. Now then going deep and learning the uh, pranayama, learning the asanas are the part of yoga, but the basic meaning of yoga is to add to God, add to universe, add to nature, add to guru, add to parent, add yourself to teachers, add yourself to surroundings. What is the meaning of yoga?
Okay. You know, I have seen you initiate people and give them the mantra, and then you also give them pranayams to do with the mantra. And then I have seen you give mantras to initiates or to people who do rituals with you without giving the pranayam. How do you decide when to give the combination and when to give just the mantra?
It depends upon what you want. Like suppose you have come for a very specific purpose of a small desire or something. That time we do not tell them to do pranayam with mantra, but still they can do it. At that stage also they can do it, but then it becomes a lot of this thing. Those parts for them we try to do it here and ask them to do only chanting.
Because it's too complex or difficult for them to learn, you think?
Yes, yes. And if somebody has come for learning Tantra with me, uh, that time we start teaching them the actual procedures, which comes with pranayam, the asana, how you sit, how you work, how you breathe to get, and how you protect your backbone to get the maximum benefit of your chanting.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, the other question is about the relation of mantras to chakras.
Hmm.
They are related, obviously, I think,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes, they are related. You have to go for a very deep research work. There are certain sound vibrations which are related to a particular chakras, and if you make the similar sound vibrations hit that chakra with that sound vibrations, it starts activating.
I see, but not all mantras are activating the chakras.
No, no, not all mantras are activating the chakras. If when you come for learning, then chakras initiation and chakras things are being done. When you need a small work, you want to perform a Lakshmi ritual or you want to perform a black magic ritual, then all that things are not being done to you.
That actually brings me to a point, something that I watched or I noticed by watching your work. It seems like there are mantras, and those are often used for small things that consist of whole sentences. Or, for example, your guru mantra is also a mantra that consists of actual words, a whole sentence that has an actual meaning in Sanskrit. But there are those, and then there are the other mantras that are very short. They don't seem to actually have a meaning. They just seem to consist of a sound of sorts. and no meaning in the language is associated with it. Can you explain the difference between those two? Because it seems like they are different from each other, I assume.
Any sound a human being can make has got a meaning. So saying that they have got meaning and the other has got no meaning is not correct. These small mantras has got a meaning which is a secret one, which is usually not discussed a lot. But when Guru gives you initiation, at a certain stage of that initiation, he tells you what is the deep meaning of this mantra. The other big mantras which you say they are also set of these small mantras maybe, and it is then being said what exactly you want. Okay, so that work is also being defined in those big mantras. What is needed, what I want, why I am praying, and all that. But every mantra given here are given by any guru in the universe, or any sound vibrations we can make has a meaning, maybe that we do not know. If something I do not know, that does not mean that it does not exist. The meaning of these mantras exist, and you, when you come for learning tantra, you must go very deep into it and try to find them out. And yes, it will give you the immense pleasure to know about it.
So the difference between the long mantras that are actual sentences in the language and the short mantras is not that they have no meaning. It is that the shorter ones are meant for people to go deeper and their meaning is secret, whereas the other ones are for small things and their meaning is obvious.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay.
You see, the small mantras, which you say small, I say that they are the seed mantras. They are basically not for getting the worldly desires. The moment you start chanting them, they are for enhancing your energy within, and it starts increasing, it starts enhancing, and then you can, when you are ready, you can do any work with them. There is absolutely no problem. But these big mantras are work specific. You can, it's well defined there. It forms a sentence in Sanskrit, and that is what the difference is.
Since you were speaking about seed mantra, let's talk about seed mantras for a moment. A seed mantra is a mantra that you give to a person at the time of initiation. You give it to them in secret. They are not speaking about it, they are not sharing this with anyone, and even the meaning is revealed to them in secret. And from what I know, there are different initiates get different seed mantras. So everybody gets a different one, or how many are there?
Wait a little, I think there was a difference. There was something, noise coming from the computer. This was also saying a mantra.
I know I was explaining seed mantras, that it's, basically given in secret, that the meaning is given in secret, that initiates don't share them, and that everybody gets a different one. And then I was asking, how many different seed mantras are there?
There are many, depending upon on what subject you work, depending upon what things you work. The mother traditions has got 10 called Mahavidyas, but in reality, there are infinite mantras. The world is infinite, universe is infinite, and so are the mantras. But for real working, I think mostly people work with the 10 or maybe a set of 100. But I mean, it's not limited to that. It is the infinite possibilities, the infinite mantras exist in the universe.
So how do you choose? Because the seed mantra is not clear until the guru meditates, I believe, right, and goes into that person and feels what they need, who they are, what is their essence. And then it's not like you just give a seed mantra, it's like you are revealing what is already there inside that person. Am I understanding this correctly?
I think yes, and a little bit no. You see, every human being knows himself. This knowing is covered with an illusion. And because of this illusion, there is a little confusion in his mind or her mind. So, when they come to a guru removes this illusion and it becomes visible that what seed he belongs to. But very specific question, if I ask you that your guru gave you the seed mantra, do you not think that you were related with this energy all your life?
No, I think I was.
Yes.
If you ask me personally for the seed mantra you gave me, yeah, I was. It was actually my problem area in my life, interestingly
No,
enough.
it was not problem area. It was area which was coming to you again and again and again and again and again. Problem and opportunities is in seeing. They do not exist in real. You see, any situation you come to, depending upon what kind of the thinking you have got at that moment, you can think that this is an opportunity. You can also think that this is a problem. When your thinking becomes positive, you are able to see a hidden opportunity in every problem. When your thinking becomes negative because of black magic, because of curses, because of bad feelings, or because of inheritance, or because you have seen bad childhood or something, thinking becomes negative. You are then seeing problems in every opportunity. This energy was present in you. You can call it a problem, you can call it an opportunity. That is for you to decide. But this energy was present in you is for sure. Now, this is something about you. You replied here. All those who has got the mantras, if you ask them, they will reply the same thing. Yes, I was having it in myself, but not able to recognize because of my confusion, because of the illusion which I had. And Guru has removed that illusion, and then I found, oh yes, yes, it was there. Guru has not put in anything in me. He has just removed the illusion which I had, and because of what I am not able to see my real self.
Interesting, because I saw you considering at one point, or you were talking about it, and you were saying it was about a couple, and you gave both of them a different seed mantra.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, you were saying you could have given them the same seed mantra, but it would have led to a disaster. So that would have been, I assume, because that person's space energy wouldn't have been met, and then they couldn't have developed as easily with it.
Yeah, it is. You see, every human being is different, and it is your journey. At every crucial moment of your life, you will find yourself alone. It's your journey. In this journey, there is no togetherness, and therefore, Guru has to recognize a person's journey not because the couple has come and the couples want to be together. Couples want to be together today and tomorrow maybe they don't want to be together. So that is not a consideration when mantra is being given to anybody.
So let me just reiterate this. So the seed mantra is basically just recognizing the seed that is already there in the person, the energy that is strongest, and then you're just supplementing that specific vibration with the right mantra, and then with that, and then they can develop that specific energy inside of them, and that specific energy will become so strong that it will eventually open their kundalini. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, it's very correct. I mean, there are several methods and procedures and everything involved in between, but by and large, what you are saying is correct.
Yes, no, I get that. There are a bunch of things involved. Like a person at
Yeah,
some
yeah.
point needs to remove all their fears, all their anger, and so on, so that they can proceed on that path, right?
Yes, yes, you are exactly right. I mean, many things have to be done, and then that they start slowly doing, and as they chant more and more and more, it is they get automatically guided either by guru or by the source energy, and they reach where they want to reach.
Okay. Now, a very interesting aspect, and I'm not sure if this applies for the long whole sentence mantras, but I know it applies for the short ones for sure. Those short mantras usually have a masculine and a feminine aspect attached to them, and this is important, I believe, right? Or that's what you told me before. Can you comment on that?
Mantras for enlightenment, where people are working for enlightenment, there yes. Look, what is life and how we can make life perfect by balancing it. And the the maximum amount of energy gets created when you combine or join males and females. So mantras are also the set of words, a set of alphabets whose meaning is masculine and feminine together. And that is what I think you wanted to ask, something different.
No, no, that's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask about the feminine and the masculine aspect inside the mantra.
You see, whatever you have inside yourself is also what you have in mantras. You have feminine in you, you have got masculine in you. If you are able to balance it nicely, then the enlightenment comes in. And here, the same thing, the mantras has also got feminine inside it and masculine inside it. Most people they don't understand it unless you go very deep in the company and in the with and you go and learn with the guru. You don't come to know those deep meanings of it.
You know, I've encountered this with you before that somebody came to you and they have been chanting a mantra already for 15 years or so. And then they came to you and they were ready to be initiated. And then what you did, and this is a very common mantra, I'm not going to say it, but it's a mantra pretty much, you know, it's very common in the world, it's very famous. Anybody who has anything to do with this field has at least heard this mantra before. And what you did, you initiated that person and you switched two words inside the mantra. And when I asked you about it, you were telling me that there are many mantras in the world that have been falsified on purpose so that they wouldn't be powerful. And only when people get initiated by a guru who knows that mantra, those people are being given the real words. And it's usually one or two words or three words that are different. So I wanted to ask you about this and, you know, maybe get a little bit more information out of you on this.
The process is called niskilan in Sanskrit. And yes, you are right. Every mantra which had some power to change the life, people has misused it maybe in the past, and therefore it was falsified, uh, not exactly falsified, I mean, it was changed on purpose so that the energy creation is minimum They can use it for themselves, but they are not able to do any destruction or anything unless they get initiated, and then the person becomes positive from negative and knows how and when to use a mantra, and then the real one is given to them. This person, I think, to whom you are talking about, she is a wonderful lady with plenty of energy inside her. She was doing all along the famous Gayatri mantra, and when she came to a guru, she got initiated with the right Gayatri mantra.
Okay. So now here's what I don't understand, right? Because you were saying before that a mantra anyway has no power unless it gets individually connected to a specific person by a specific guru. Now those mantras, maybe, they have been connected to different disciples over the last millennia because those mantras are very old. They are famous, people know them. However, they are not connected to any specific person. So a person could chant it, and anyway, the person wouldn't get a lot of energy from it. So I don't understand why there is a need to falsify it when anyway it only works through initiation.
Mantra works with initiation to its full potential, but it also works in the negative field. It can start damaging you, destructing you, unless you have followed the right path, and therefore it was needed, and that is why Keelan was done on them.
So Keelan is a word that describes the purposeful falsification of mantras.
Yes, yes.
And virtually every mantra that's out there is falsified?
Mostly all famous mantras, they are falsified, yes, you can say. And to know the real of them, you have to practice a lot, go meet a guru, and whenever you are ready, it is given to you.
Okay. I mean, the most famous of all, I believe, is the mantra Om, right? Is that falsified too?
Om is it's a connection. It's definitely a mantra. It is also a connection, and many of us does not understand the meaning of it, does not understand the deep meaning of it. So if you do not understand the deep meaning of it, it will have less effect on you. This also, if you want to get it, you must meet an energized guru and get it, the meaning, and then the chanting will be different.
So you would not just share the deep meaning of the mantra Om here, for example. It's not something you would do, or how do I understand that?
I will definitely not share it to anyone in the public platform, but yes, when I initiate somebody with some mantra, I always give the meaning. I may not give it immediately, may test the disciple for some time, and when I feel he's ready to move in positive directions, and when I feel that he will not misuse it, I always try to give it, and I think most of the gurus do the same.
So if you were sharing here the deep meaning of the mantra Om, could people abuse it or hurt themselves with it?
I don't know, but I feel so, yes, that it can be, it can have some negative effect instead of having a positive effect, and therefore I don't say.
Is there a difference between men and women in terms of what mantra they receive? Meaning, do women generally receive different mantras than men do? Or do men receive different mantras than women do?
Soul doesn't have a gender. So for me, though I respect women more than men, but when you go to the energy level, there is no difference. And when I give mantra, I do not discriminate between women and men. And in spiritual field, I think no one discriminates between women and men. For us, they are all equal. They are both lovable and they should, of course, live together.
There's another question I have regarding the sound of the mantra. How important is it how we pronounce the mantra? What level of importance does that have? And I'm asking specific. Yeah, go ahead.
It is very important to have right pronunciation. However, if energized mantra is given, it guides you slowly to right pronunciation, even if you have started some mistake in pronunciation. So after initiation, I think you don't worry, just relax. Source energy will take care of you and the mantra. Don't worry about it. But yes, if you are doing lower level of rituals, sound vibrations does make a difference, and you try to pronounce them correctly to have right and specific results.
Yeah, yeah. It's very interesting because I was asking because my wife she was asking that that question when I spoke to her about today's topic, and she was wondering because when you initiated her and you and she asked you about the pronunciation and you told her don't worry just do it, right? And I remember something similar, and that's how that question came up. But yes, I noticed this myself. You gave me a bunch of sounds to repeat, which is a part of a process that you had me start about half a year ago. And I know I was doing one of the sounds wrong. And then after a while, maybe, after 2 months or so, it bothered me every time I said it. And then I came to you with it, and you told me, yeah, exactly, that was not the right sound. And it was totally self correcting. It was almost like an inner knowing that pushed me towards saying it in a certain way or not saying it this way. So I can totally relate to that. But it's just interesting because in the beginning, when you initiate people, you don't put a lot of attention. You don't give a lot of attention to how they pronounce it. You just let people do it. And then eventually they start to change it by themselves, I guess.
Yeah, it starts correcting by itself. If you, a person who is born today, that is what the initiation is. I call it born again. And in most of the cases, I tell them that you may not get the effect of your astrological chart of your birth because you are getting birth today. So the moment a child is born, you do not put a lot of regulations on it. You try to tell that you go ahead and it is self-correcting and it definitely corrects by itself.
How important is rhythm when people repeat mantra?
Every process is important, but you see, every process is important and not important. You see, if you get connected with the source, nothing is important. But all these process helps you to be little bit closer to source. Okay, so everything is important, and if you say I don't want to do this process, maybe you can eliminate it. Still, you reach the source. There is no problem. Uh, so if you are not able to do some, this is to my disciples. If you are not able to do a process, do not worry much. Chant, get connected with the source energy through your guru, and things will take shape by themselves, and It'll help you reach where you want to reach.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, it was an interesting thing about maybe 12 months after you initiated me and me chanting every day, something started to happen in me where I noticed my body starting to move back and forth in the rhythm of the mantra by itself without my doing. It was not something I even could control, it felt like. When I didn't watch it, it started happening again. And it's still that way. I wonder about if do you have I know you commented on it once and you said that that's actually a sign that the mantra is starting to get more strength in you or something. But I'm not sure if this happens to everybody or just to me. And what do you have to say about that?
Everyone experiences something, not necessarily that they experience the same thing what you are experiencing, but everyone experiences something when they go deep into mantras, they start chanting, things start changing in them, and they can notice it very nicely. But this change cannot be generalized. It is different for different person, and it's again their individual journey, and it's your individual journey. Whatever you are experiencing is for you. I mean, it's not necessary that your wife will experience the same. She may experience something different. This is what I want to say.
Yes, definitely. And I hope I'm not confusing anybody by asking those questions because I can only relate to it from my own experience. So I'm asking, right? But yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I
Now, you
mean,
know, another thing, go ahead.
everyone will experience, as I said, something, and they will understand that their mantra is working for themselves. That is what is more important than what you are experiencing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Another thing I was thinking about, you know, it seems like that during this process, at certain times, it was more important to put emphasis on the quality of the chants, and then it seems like there were certain times where it is more important to put emphasis on the quantity, meaning to get a certain number of repetitions. And it seems like this differs. And it also seems like that quality, focus on quality versus focus on quantity, has a different energetic effect. And depending on what stage somebody is in, they should focus more on the one than on the other. Is that correct? Or did I misunderstand something there?
No, it is correct. I mean, at different stages, your energy level is different, and as your energy level is different, you have to concentrate on something to go to the next level, to go to the next step, and continue.
Because, you know, when you focus on quantity, sometimes you get very few repetitions together, like in the end, right? You go in a rhythm like la, 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 like this, right? And then sometimes, you know, you tell me a certain number of chants I need to complete until a certain point or something. And then it's like la, 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 la. It's like this. It's obviously very different. And it also seems to have a different effect on my consciousness. And the way I feel when I do it is different, you know?
What give are the directions. Do not bind yourself with the rules. They are just the directions. Spirituality is to free and not to bind. Take these directions, and if you are not able to follow strictly, don't worry, just do it.
Okay.
Things will start falling by themselves. You don't need to worry about it. You just keep doing it.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so now I want to actually speak a little bit about the most, maybe most important or most basic or most, usually the mantra that anybody will hear from you first, which is Guru Mantra, right? Which is your specific Guru Mantra. And from what I understand, every Guru has his own or her own, and it is specific to you. And maybe you can explain to us you know what a guru mantra is, how it works, why it is important, how does somebody get it?
If you're asking a guru to explain his own mantra, it would be a little difficult, but yes, I will try to do it. Uh, Guru mantra is a mantra given when you usually get enlightened and your guru decides you to make a guru. Every enlightened person doesn't get it. And it says the mantra, there are 3, 4 mantras there at different levels a disciple gets them. And it is to connect to your guru or connect to the source present in your guru. Ultimate aim is to connect to the source, but you do not know source. You have seen guru, you have met guru, and in him source is present. This mantra helps you to connect with that source through your guru.
So because you, meaning you, the disciple or the ongoing disciple, doesn't even know source, meaning we don't know how it feels, we don't know how it tastes, we don't know how it looks. And that's why we need a compass, an assistance, an aid, and Guru Mantra is that aid.
Right.
So why do you have people chant this mantra before any other mantra you have them chant? Why in the beginning? Why not in the end or at any other point of the day?
Like, suppose I want to make a connection. This Guru Mantra is a telephone. So, when you use telephone, first or in the last?
You mean the dial pad?
Yes.
First.
So you have to first. So therefore, Guru Mantra is being used in the first, not in the last, just to establish the connection with the source, and then you start saying your things to source directly, and that is what Guru Mantra is.
So if somebody was to chant their second mantra, meaning the mantra that you gave them, either their seed mantra if they're on a spiritual path, or their, whatever Sanskrit sentence you give them for their sankalpa to reach their, the goal in their life. If somebody was to chant only that mantra without chanting the Guru Mantra first, would it be futile? Would it be without any effect, or would it be gravely limited in effect?
Yeah, gravely limited is the right word. You see, unless your connections gets established directly to the source, then you don't need a Guru Mantra, you don't need a Guru either. Till it happens, if when you use this mantra, you get connected. When you do not use it, you do not get connected. So the results will be limited. And I mean, to say this that you will have no result is not correct, because anything you do, you will have some results. But yes, to maximize the effect, you should use it.
Okay. You said that it's difficult for a guru to speak about his own Guru Mantra. So your Guru Mantra was given to you by your guru?
Obviously.
The moment you reached enlightenment?
No. Guru Mantra is not given to all enlightened people. All enlightened people, they go on their journey. They uh, they are a kind of guru, but not a guru. To some of these enlightened students, guru decides that you must teach, you must help others, and not go on your journey alone. Then a Guru Mantra is given. And there is a separate initiation for it, there is a separate procedure and method for it by which it is given. And it is not the mantra for your individual self, it is not the mantra for myself, it is the mantra for the source present in a guru. The meanings are also different. My name is different, but the name in mantra is different. So it's not connected to me as an individual, it is connected to the source energy present in me and can be utilized by the my disciples.
I see. So, for example, your Guru mantra is Om Brahma Swarupaya Bhaneswaraya Gurubhyo Nama. And what does that mean?
It means the same thing. I mean, the correct meaning is I explain only to my disciples, but in brief I
Well,
can tell
you,
you.
you don't have to. I mean, if it's not for the public.
No, no, it is. I can tell you. O Creator, Observer, and Destroyer, in form of Brahma, I bow you in order to connect to the source.
I see. But there's your name in there, right? Your spiritual name, Guru Bhaneswaranand. There's Bhaneshwari in there.
So my name is not Bhaneswaranand. My name is different given by my parents on what name I hold a passport, on what name I have got uh, records in my country. Okay, there is nowhere in those records this name. This name is for the spiritual being present in me or source present in me, and the meaning of this is Bhaneswaranand is this, that one which always remains in the bliss of giving wisdom.
One who always one who always remains in the bliss of giving wisdom. Beautiful.
Yes. That is the meaning. My guru must have experienced some energy in me or something in the energy present, in the source energy present in me, that this name was given. I have nothing to do with it by my birth. My name is Bhan Datta Shukla, and that is there on every record. Bhaneswaranand does not exist on any record. It is the name of the spiritual energy present in me, which is the source energy. So when you are praying, when you are chanting to the source energy present in this individual and not praying to this individual.
Right.
You have to
Yes. So
understand the
that's a very
difference.
important distinction. So it's not about being devotional towards you. It's not about praying to you. It's about using by technology of the mantra your energy vessel, being a liberated and enlightened being. You're holding an infinite amount of energy, or you're being able to channel through you an infinite amount of energy. Now, any person who uses that mantra and is connected to you through that mantra can utilize that energy through you.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'm not holding infinite energy. This is present by itself, and people can connect it through this energy of Guru Mantra to that infinite energy.
Makes a lot of sense, and I think that's a very important distinction. So it's really a technology, and
Yes.
you're part of the technology actually.
You can say so. I mean, whatever you want to use, you can twist, but the correct thing is what you have already understood, experienced, that Guru Mantra is a tool to connect to the source energy through your Guru.
Okay.
This energy is an energy and has got nothing to do with his body, has got nothing to do with him as an individual.
Okay, great. Since we're getting to the end of the show and the show is about mantra, I remember you telling us a story in one of the retreats you gave last year. And I was wondering if you could tell us that story again because it relates to mantra. It was about a very evil person and a very smart guru. And that evil person eventually changed, I believe, and was being able to be given a mantra and be initiated. But the guru wasn't able to give him the mantra because the person was so evil that he couldn't even say it without starting to hurt. So the guru just turned it around and gave it to him in a different sound. And then eventually he was able to rectify it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a famous story of India.
Maybe you can tell us that story in the end as a final.
Yes, the name of the person is Valmiki, who has become later a great guru. He was a robber and he used to, he was a very, very cruel man. If you are relating to the same story, I believe.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes. So one day a guru was going in the forest and he met that guru and told him to give everything what he has, otherwise he will kill the person, kill the guru. Guru said, number one, I don't have anything. Number two, why are you doing this? He said, I am doing it to feed my children, to feed my wife, because I love them. Beautiful. But you know, what you are doing is a karma, and just ask them whether they are with you in your karma or not. The robber said, oh, very clever you are. I go to ask them and you flee from here. That's so beautiful. He said, no, you have got a rope. Please tie me in the tree. Go ask them, come back and take away whatever I have. And maybe because of some good energy Guru has given through talking, he realized, why not? I think it makes sense that I'm feeding my family every day by this karma, and so they should share karma with me. He tied the Guru, went to his family, asked, and family said, oh, why should we? It's your duty to feed us, and you are feeding. Whatever work you are doing, it has got nothing to do with us. We are not associated with your karma. That shocked him. He came back and straight went to the feet of that guru and said, I'm sorry, you were right. They are not with me. I don't know why I have been working for them for uh, so many years. They say what I am doing is my karma, is they have got nothing to do with it. Guru said, okay, that's what I was saying. Whatever you want from me, you can take. But as I have told you, I have nothing. Valmiki recognized and he said, you have everything. Give me whatever you want to give. And that's it. So he gave a mantra that person was not able to say when he, I mean, in Sanskrit, the mantra was a name. And he was, the moment he says the name, this guy will be able to say in the opposite direction, meaning I'll kill. So Guru said, okay, you say the same thing, Mara, with little bit fast speed, it will automatically become Ram. So he
So
started
hold
saying,
on. So Mara means kill me.
Mara means I'll kill you. Dead,
Mara means
I'll,
I'll kill you, and Rama is the mantra.
yeah. So he said, Mara, 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 and it became Ram, 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 and that is how he started his spiritual journey. And then he remained for a longer period with that guru and got enlightened. He has written several books which are in Sanskrit and being read. One of the book is called Ramayana, and it is being believed that is the most read religious book.
Okay. What interests me, maybe as a last few sentences, what interests me is that it seems to be that a person can be in a place where they are so contrary with the energy of a certain mantra that they can't even say it.
You see, whatever you start doing in your life becomes that. So your thinking, your everything is that. But when a little desire comes in you, from changing from negative to positive, everything can be changed. And then only the role of a guru starts, and everything in you can be changed if you decide to change.
And it seems like that mantra sound vibrations is one of the major tools to accomplish this.
Yes, I believe so, and I truly believe so.
With these words, with these last words, thank you, Guru Bhaneswaranand. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I'm looking forward to speaking to you again next week, and have a great week.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much again.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Guru Talks. Share this episode with anyone who wants to be enlightened by Guru Bhaneswaranand, and don't forget to click subscribe.